Rest in peace, love, change, nation, God, and one nation under me, one love.
Hello, my friends. This is bobbieD coming to you live from Talamba, Cebu, Philippines. Having an awesome time in the Philippines today. Hope you are as well. Hey, today, I want to talk to you about colorblind or colorblind. In this place, colorblind or colorblind in the Philippines. Yeah! Woo! What a joy, such a joy to come back to get my friends. And I want you, those of you for the first time, you would please click on that subscribe button and the bell notification. See fresh, new Philippine videos, motivational videos, and worldwide videos. Now, today is a different day. We're going to talk about a topic that is somewhat off the beat of what we normally talk about, but it is pertinent to today's society and today's moral code, okay? It's pertinent to race, it is pertinent to color, and it is pertinent to athletic achievement, not only domestically, but internationally, okay? So today, we're gonna run this down real quick. We got a technician coming out. I might have to break this up and start over. We got a technician that's supposed to be coming out, taking a look at our online globe. So bear with me, guys, but I'm gonna run this real quick, okay? Hit the technician. Just when I start my show. Okay. So I'm gonna run it as quick as I can. All right. So today, ladies and gentlemen, we're talking. Today, ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about a set of sequences, a set of circumstances that has pitted one particular athlete that has held up the entire show for the Olympics, that's stolen the show, that's taken the glamour, that's taken the attention away from the Olympics onto illegal doping. Okay, Kamila Valieva, which is a Russian Olympic skater, has done something that no one in the history of Olympic skating has ever done. She's only 15 years old. She's mastered a very difficult maneuver in skating, and she's the only female Olympic skater that's done it. I applaud her for her accomplishment. She is to be commended. However, there's a big asterisk on that accomplishment, because she did it based on doping charges. Yeah, she was doped. She was acquitted. She was charged with doping because she failed a doping test in December of 2021, and then they allowed her. Are you with me so far? Then, with the unmitigated the dastardly effort, they allowed her to compete in the 2022 Winter Olympics when she just failed a doping test in December. Now, bear with me just a moment, please. I want to bring you a background. I want to bring you a backdrop of something that happened prior to her failing her test, Kamila failing her test. If you recall, go back in your mind with me, in 2021, there was already a lady named Kamila, named Sha'Carri Richardson. Remember her? Little African lady, sweet looking little lady. She was denied competing in the Summer Olympics because she had a little taste of marijuana in her bloodstream. And the reason why she took it, she admitted. She took it because she was depressed. Her mom was just passed. All kind of stuff happened to the young lady. And she said, I did wrong. I know I did. Can you excuse me? They suspended her. She could not compete. Sorry, I got to put my mask on. We got some guests coming in their house. It's bad schedule, bad timing, but I couldn't help it. But I'm still going to carry on with the show. Hello, gentlemen. How y'all doing? Good morning. Mom, I'm going to talk to you. All that good stuff. But if you will, ladies and gentlemen, you recall Sha'Carri was banned from partaking of the Olympics because she failed a drug test. Okay? And so My question to you, ladies and gentlemen, is there a color line in the Olympics? Or is there color blind in the Olympics? In my opinion, ladies and gentlemen, it should be color blind. But what we see today is not color blindness. There is a definite color line. Whenever you see an African American stop from doing her Olympic event because she had a trace of marijuana in her system, and then you turn right around and see a white Russian allowed to compete when they knew beforehand that she had failed a drug test, that's a problem. That means there is a color line, okay? That means that there's a color barrier. And the white Russian is the color carrier. Yeah. You see, whenever you have a white person and an African American black person together, and they have the same or similar skill sets, the African American gonna always get the short end of the stick. And if I don't say it, y'all, nobody else will. I say it because I see it. And you know, I'm not telling no lie. This is what's happening right before your eyes. Is that right? Believe it or not, in 2022, yeah, there's still a color line. It ain't no color blind, even in the doggone Olympics. You better open your eyes. Stop praying and pray that you don't see what's going on. Open your eyes, ladies and gentlemen, and you will see. The Olympics is full of inequity, and that's right. Black, white. Black, white. Which one will win today? You see what won today. The Russians control the Olympics because they have a white mentality in the Olympics. And when you have a white and a black in a race in the Olympics, if it come down to the wire, who gonna pick? I don't know how to answer that question. The story showed you today. They chose Kamila Valieva over Sha'Carri Richardson. Two queens in the same Olympic game. They don't have the same sport, but they have this. Okay, they just left, y'all. They're working outside right now. If they come back in, I gotta put my mask on again. Two queens in the same Olympic game. They're different events, but they're two queens, a black queen and a white queen. And they downed us again, man. They disrespected our color again. How many times they gonna put us down on the world scene? How many times they gonna say we're not good enough? How many times they gonna say you're black and you gotta get back? How many times? Not only do they do it to us domestically and nationally, but they come on and do it internationally. I'm sick and tired of this. And you should be too if you got this melanin in your skin. They put us down every opportunity. Sha'Carri Richardson should have been able to compete just like this white girl. Then not only they letting her compete in they did two events. It's what we gonna let her compete because she just a little girl. Pop that! Little girl, little squirrel, I don't care. She failed the drug test. She had no business in the Olympics at all. She had no business in China. But because she white and because she Russian, you have to give in to that color line. I'm gonna tell you, if I ever support your color Olympics again, I would never support the Olympics because the winter Olympics, because you did me wrong, you did my people wrong. And this is the month of Black history. And you made some negative history. Told a white girl and you put the black girl down. You think I'm gonna let y'all get away with that and not say nothing about it? No! I got too much melanin in me to let this slide. I'm not gonna let nothing slide. That's the problem right now. Everybody that my color, we letting stuff slide. I'm not letting it slide. I'm gonna use every avenue I can to say it's wrong. And that's what I'm doing. I got this show, and I'm going to tell the world it's wrong. I shout it from the rooftops. 2 athletes, 1 black, 1 white. And you're going to choose the white one and let them play, let them compete. And the black one, you can't go. Come on, man. You don't see the inequity in this. You don't see the difference in this. You got a problem, Buster. And I wish I was in China right now, man. I'll be protesting. I have my sign stick going around saying, boycott, boycott. I'll let them know it's unfair. Let's run this real quick. I'm getting upset because I don't like what they did, man. They put the black girl down because she had some marijuana. And this white Russian had 3 traces of different steroids in her. Well, it was drugs to help her heart. She had no heart condition. She's only 15 years old. How in the world is she gonna have a heart condition? Come on, man. The drugs were put in her system were banned substances. And those substances were put in her system to improve her heart, to make it stronger and be longer so it can have more energy than others. It is wrong to have her compete on the same playing level field of the other athlete because nobody else got that in their system. It's an inequity. And they need to be put down to the ground for it. Now, if nobody don't know it, I know it. I know when somebody putting me down because of my color. Sha'Carri Richardson know what's wrong. She know what they did. They treat us differently. I don't care what situation it is. If you black and you white, the white go up and you go down. And I'm going to tell you, it's wrong. And if you can't see it, you got a problem on. Brother, sister, you got a problem. Let's go with this show. I'm playing it down. I don't like what they did. I don't like what they did. I don't like what they did. And I'm going to tell the world about it. That's why I'm running this show today. All right. Thumbnail for the day. Thumbnail for the day. Thumbnail for the doggone day. Let's go. I ain't playing with y'all today. I'm going to run it real quick. Hold up. Did I put my thumbnails in there? No, I didn't. I'm sorry. Hold on. I gotta get it. Here we go. Thumbnail for the day. Here's the thumbnail for the day. See that right there? That's Sha'Carri Richardson. That's the black queen on the left. And that's the Caucasian queen on the right. They both queens. What's the difference? The color and the culture. That's all. They both females. They both athletes. They both at the top of their game. One's a little bit older, one's a little bit younger. And the only other difference is the drugs. They had different, both of them had drugs. Both of them had different types of drugs in their system. So there's an equal thing there, but there's a color line. The only difference is the white. The major difference is the skin color. One black, one white. One got to get back, and one's all right. I'm going to say it again. One black, one white. One got to get back, and one's all right. It ain't all right with me. It ain't all right with me. And it shouldn't be all right with you. I don't care what your color is. They did Sha'Carri wrong. Let's be fair. Let's be equal. Let's be right in this. And don't do people wrong because of their skin color. It is wrong. The Olympics not supposed to have a color line. They're not supposed to have to see your color as you compete as an athlete. But they do it every time. And if we don't call it out, they'll continue doing it. I remember the 60s Olympics, the young men, the sprinters, they won their races. And to show that they were unhappy about the things that go down in the United States of America, they held the right hand up, to give the black power sign. And they ruffled, the medal got taken away. You know why? Because they were black. If a white guy did, they would have did nothing. Huh? It's time out for the Olympics having a color, a distinction. It's time out for the Olympics showing that they have a color line. They need to be color blind. If I'm black and you white, and we are athletes competing in the Olympics, there should be no distinction between us. Only distinction between us should be on our skill, how well we do our event. That should be it. But no, not the Olympics. If you're white, you're all right. If you're black, get back. Proving us they've done it over and over and over and over again. Jim Crow is still alive and well, even in the Olympics. You don't believe me? Huh? Open up, let me know now. Open up your eyes and see. Okay, let's go. I'm gonna run this real quick. The technician might be coming back in here in a minute. I'm gonna run it real quick. All right, here we go. Thumbnail for the day. One more time. That's it right there. One black queen, one white queen. The black queen get put down, the white queen get put up. Okay? So we're gonna talk about the inequity. I'm gonna show you. Here it is right here. See, that's it right there. 15-year-old Kamila Valieva. She won team sport of skating for the team, Russian team, and she gets a trophy. She gets a #1 Olympic gold, and with drugs in her veins. You know what I'm saying? After failing the drug test, she should have been put out of the Olympics, but she wasn't. Here's what they had to say. Here's what the Russians said. Today is another example of the failures of the global sport and anti-doping system. The fact that Kamila Valieva, a 15-year-old Russian figure skater, has been found to have a performance-enhancing substance in her system is evidence of abuse of a minor. You a liar? That's no abuse of no minor. She got that in her body. She knew what she was doing. Don't play that game with me. Sports should be protecting its athletes, not damaging them. Tell that to the Russian that put the drugs in her system. Buster. See, the Russians don't want y'all to know the real truth. So they try to shift the specter. They try to shift the emphasis away from the devilish deeds they did to the young girl. And they want to blame the sports society. Huh? Blame it on the Russians. Blame it on her parents for allowing them to do that to her. Okay? Don't blame it on the game. She did that, or the Russian did that. Blame it on them. Let's go. Here's another one. Can we get, this is Sha'Carri. Sha'Carri says this. This is Sha'Carri now. She reacted when she heard what happened. It's a slap in the face to her. She said, can we get a solid answer on the differences of her situation and mine? What's the difference? I'm going to ask y'all a question. What's the difference between the Sha'Carri Richardson was suspended for having a trace of marijuana in her system, and Kamila Valieva was not suspended for having an anti-substance in her system? What's the difference? I'm going to answer the question. If you don't want it, this is a big elephant in the room. I'm going to answer it. Color, baby. Color. Black and white. Black and white. Black and white. The color line. The Jim Crow color line still exists, even in the doggone Olympics. There's not supposed to be any color line in the Olympics, huh? You better think about that one, because it's always been one, and it's going to continue to be one unless we raise our voice and raise our fists, just like they did in the 60s Olympics, and let them know of the unfair treatment. And then we need to take a doggone, just like Colin Kaepernick. In the Olympics, I don't care if they pull the gold, let them pull it. But the world needs to know there's an inequity, there's a color line in the Olympics. Y'all, I'm losing now. They turning me off now. Turn me off all you want, because I'm going to continue what I got to say. You ain't got to agree with me. It's okay, man. We can agree to disagree. But I'm telling you, I'm right, tight, long, strong. This is Black History Month. And it's a slap in the face to every Black American. It's a slap in the face of every Black athlete, Olympic athlete that's in the Olympics right now. To put a white athlete up, they either failed the drug test, and if a Black athlete that failed that drug, they wouldn't even been to Beijing. They wouldn't even been in the Olympics. They let her go. They let her slide. But I'm not going to let her slide, baby. Nobody let me slide on my whole life because I had this melanin in my skin. So what I'm going to let her slide for just because she's Caucasian? No, it's wrong. They didn't let Sha'Carri Richardson slide. They didn't let her slide. Huh? Did she participate in some of the Olympics? No! I'm sorry I have to talk that hard to you like that, but this is a hard thing for me to deal with. When they put my people down because of our color and they let somebody else up because of their color, that is wrong. That is called racial inequity. And whenever I find a racial bias, a racial inequity in this world, I'm going to call it out for what it is. And if you have this melanin in your skin like I got, you should do the same doggone thing. Wrong is wrong, my brothers and my sisters, and right is right. Right is right. All right, let's go. Finish this up, man. Let's finish this up. Let's go. So here's another comment. He said the doping of children is evil and unforgivable. And the doctors, coaches, and other sport personnel who have found they have provided performance-enhancing drugs to minors should be banned for life. And personally, I also think that they should be in prison. I agree with that. I agree with that 100%. Doctors, sport professionals who give drugs to minors or anybody else should be banned from the sport for life and maybe in prison. I agree with that 100%. I agree with that statement. Here's another statement. This is a former Olympic skater, Young Kim. She says, athletes who violate doping cannot compete in the game. I agree with that 100%. Whether you're black or whether you're white, it should not make a difference. This principle must be observed without exception. Okay? You hear what she said, y'all? She said this principle must be observed without what? Exception. But the problem is the principle is being observed with exception. Exception to a Caucasian white girl. Because she's white and because she's Russian. Sha'Carri was black. She was American. Every American should be appalled by this. Whether you're white or you're black, it doesn't matter. You should be appalled by this happening in the Olympics. Not only was Sha'Carri black, but she was American as well. She ran for our country. She represented our nation. And now we're seeing that they're allowing a Russian child, a Russian 15-year-old, to go and which she had a failed drug test and represent her nation above ours. America, you should be appalled by this action as well as I am. We are, after all, Americans. Isn't that right? You were born in the United States of a doggone American just like me. Let's go. I ain't playing with y'all today. Let's go. Yana, she said, athletes who violate doping cannot compete in the game. This principle must be observed without exception. All players' efforts and dreams are equally precious. She said that right. I agree with that statement 100%. She's a former Olympic skater. She said it should be observed. No, when you fail the anti-doping test, you should not skate. You should not participate. You should not compete. I agree with that. Whether you're white, black, gold, blue, brown, I don't care what your color is. It's the dope test you failed. You failed the dope. You had a banned substance in your system. Now, you say, well, should they have banned Sha'Carri? Yes, they should have. They should have banned Sha'Carri, and they did ban her, okay? They suspended her from competing, okay? I agree with that wholeheartedly. She did wrong. She admitted she did wrong. But they should have also banned this white Russian girl that competed. They allowed her to compete. She did wrong too. She was caught doping. She failed a dope test. Had 3 substances in her body. Okay? That's just as wrong as Sha'Carri. And so I don't agree with this. Well, she was just a minor, so we won't let her play. Nah! She was white and she was wrong. I don't care about her age. She could be 100, she could be 90, she could be 10 years. I don't care. Stop her. That's what the rules say. That it's making an exception to the rule for her. They could, if they had made an exception for Sha'Carri, I'd have been all right with this. But they did not. bringing it to your attention. Some of y'all overlooked this. It was nothing to you. It was nothing to you. But when I heard it, I said, nah, this ain't right, man. And I'm going to tell the world about it. That's why I'm doing this show. Let's go. We got one more. We out, man. I ain't playing with y'all. Let's go. Here we go. Sha'Carri. She said, okay, again, she said, that's it right there. The black queen. We got a black queen against a white Russian. And we got a color line in the Olympics. When I was told that the Olympics were color blind, they don't look at your color. They're not supposed to look at your color. They're only supposed to look at your race, your skill sets, and the race you're in, whatever activity you're participating in. They're not supposed to look at your color of your skin. They're supposed to look at your athletic endeavors, how you compete. That's all they're supposed to look at. But as we see, today's ruling shows that they're not doing it. This would be a slap in the face of Jesse Owens. All of the African-American athletes that participated and put their body on the line representing our country. It's a slap in their face as well. They didn't put no dope in their body. They didn't fail no test, no dope test. And they won fair and square. She failed the dope test and they allowed her to go. Sha'Carri failed the dope test, they didn't allow her to go. It's a wrong, it's a biased nature decision, and everybody in the world, especially Americans, need to let the Olympic Committee know they was wrong. And that we're not going to put up with this kind of stuff in the Olympics. I don't care if they ban us from going to we need to boycott the Olympics, man. With this kind of treatment. The Olympic Committee need to be slapped in the face. And if I was Sha'Carri Richardson, I would get a suit against the Olympic Committee. Because it was wrong. They treated her one way because of the color of her skin, and they treated this white Russian girl another way because of the color of her skin. That's called racial bias. That's called racial discrimination. And it is totally unacceptable. As a member of the African American community, as a member of the United States of America, I object. I strongly and wholeheartedly object to the treatment of this white Russian versus the black American female. I object, and I want the world to know. You should have that same objection in your mind. You should be of the same opinion. We were wrong, they were wrong, and they need to know it. And I'm the kind of person that I always show it, and that rhyme. I ain't playing with y'all today. Let's go. I'm done with that. I'm done with that. But I brought this to let you know. It's time out for playing games with race. In America, in the Olympics, I don't care wherever you are. Wherever I go, they know who I am, and they know what I'm about because they see this melanin. So I'm going to act like I got an attitude when I come around you. Because I know you got an attitude with me. If you don't act like you about something, they'll put you to the ground, down to the ground, just because of your color. I stand up for myself wherever I go in this world. And I believe I should do that. Because the world puts African Americans down because of this melanin in their skin. That's just the way it is. But whenever we see it, we need to call it out. That's my point in this show today. Color blind or color blind in the Olympics. Which one should it be? We know what should be. It should be color blind, but it's not. Whenever we see a color line in the Olympics or any other sport endeavor, we need to call it out for what it is. Racial inequity, unfairness. And in a sport where there should be no color differences, we have a major color discrepancy. It's wrong, and the world needs to know about it. Color line or color blind in the Olympics. As we see it today, there is a color line. All right, train, a few minutes, be out, man. Let's go. People, get ready. What is the train is coming? Don't need no ticket. You just get down. All you need is love. Ooh, say it again. Say sweet, sweet love. Don't need no ticket. You just get on board. Get on board. Everybody train Bobby Lizzie, One Nation on the road. Y'all ready, man? What's up, please? Had to get that out of my system, man. You know what I'm saying? When I see people do us wrong, man, I got, especially this is Black History Month. Huh? And you gonna do something like that to us? Nah. I'm not gonna let that slide. I'm not letting it slide. Ain't gonna do no electric slide around here. No, ain't gonna do no slide, baby. Let's go. What I say toot toot, you say other boy toot toot. Toot toot. When I say other boy, you say toot toot. Other boy, other boy, other left ride the train Bobby Lizzie, One Nation, other group one love. Hey, the technician may come back in a minute. If they do, I would have to put my mask on again. Again, they're trying to repair our home internet line. And so hopefully they'll be successful. We don't know, but we'll see. Okay. All right. Let me find out who's on the train there. Okay, I don't see a lot of people there. What's up? What's up? Is there? Hey, man, y'all better show up when I come on this here. Because if y'all don't see y'all showing up, guess what? I won't be coming on the air that much. I'll save it for another time. Let's go around train. Who we got? First man up in this place today. I ain't playing with y'all. I ain't playing at all. Let's go. What's up, Big John in the house? John Thomas, D. John, JT in the house. Go Bullet. What's up, Go Bullet? He said, good morning, Bobby D. Good morning to you, John. Good to see you, my brother from another mother. Ride train, Bobby Lizzie, One Nation under group. John stepped out today. He said, look here. Tired of riding the caboose, Bobby D. He's not going to kick the summer one in. He kicked the door in, baby. He said, I ain't playing today, Bobby D. I'm going to be first in this camp. I saw your notification, and I'm on it, man. He said, I'm on the scene like a sex machine. So good to see you, John. Ryan Train, Bobby Lizzie, One Nation. On the group, we got Ryan Train. Who we got? Hey, John, he said, I think it's a Russian blindness. They cheat at me. You're correct, John. This is not the first time Russia has cheated. This is out of multiple Olympics. They've cheated them all in the last, 4 or 5 Olympics? Maybe more than that. They have a doping system in Russia. They dope their athletes so that they can compete and win better, perform better than others that don't dope. And so the athletes have been trying to get Russia banned from the Olympics for years. This year, the Russians were banned. The team, they cannot show their flag, nor can they wear, if they win, they can't play their national anthem. And so they're competing not under the name of Russia. It's called the Russian Olympic Committee. That's what they're competing under. And that's so that they can get in and compete. They should not have allowed the Russians to compete at all. And the Olympic Committee needs to be chastised for that. Russia is buying somebody out in the Olympics to allow them to get there. And this little girl, I'm not coming against the girl, y'all. Don't get me wrong, please. I'm not coming against her. I'm coming against the system she's in. She's in a Russian-dominated doping, cheating system. And they put dope in her veins. And they allow her to compete because they wanted her to win. Okay? I'm coming against that. That's wrong. You know, the girl, she's one of the one of the best skaters in the world. And she would probably be just as well without the dope in her system. Okay? But Russia didn't think so. They doped her up. And she failed her test. Just like Sha'Carri Richardson failed her test or drug test, she failed it too. And when they found that Sha'Carri failed it, they blocked her just like that. But this little girl failed hers too, back in December. They allowed her to pack her little bag and go to the Olympics. You know? Who does that? People that have a color line do that. So there is a definite color line in the Olympics. Okay? This proves it, man. Yeah. Nobody want to. I don't want to be negative about the Olympics, but I can only tell you what I see. I see a negativity, and I have to let you know. I see a difference. I see a bias there, and I have to let you know what I see. And I hope some of you have your eyes open just like me. Let's go right there. Who we got? JT said, like 50 Russians were doping in 2014 Olympics, and a bunch of Russians had their medals stripped. Yeah, they should have. You know, if I compete, me and you compete in the same event, and you doped up, and I'm not. and you beat me, yeah, you need to get stripped and you need to be banned from competing again. You know, suspended for a long time. I'm not saying suspended for life, maybe 6 months, a year, but yeah, they should have. They did rightfully so. You know, and Russia has been called out for doping their athletes every Olympic that's been down. It was since last 20 years. They just like to cheat. You know, I can't. You know, I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not trying to call down a particular country or anything. That's just the way I see it. You guys got the same kind of. You get the vision. You'll see what's going on in the news. They're just cheaters, and cheaters should never. You should let people that continually violate the rules should not be allowed to compete. Round train, bobbieD, One Nation. Who we got? Moose. Almost so smooth. You all right, man? So yeah, man. You number 2. Number 2, you won't do. Smooth sound, you'll do just fine. But you hit the number 2 slot, brother, and you just that number 2 slot just won't do. You got to move on up. Smooth, you got to move your game up now. You was one time you had like 7 or 8 in a row. Man, I don't know how many more. You did good for one while. Now you done slipping, you sliding, man. You slipping and you dripping. So let's bring it up to the next level. Roger, who we got? John Thomas, he said, if you want to cheat, just compete for the Russian. They will try their best to cover it up. That's all you got to do, man. You know, like a lot of these athletes nowadays, just like you said, John, they're changing who they compete for. We had several people in this Olympics. They're Americans, but they chose to compete. One of them chose to compete for China. 2 of them, I think 2 of them chose to compete for China. One of them won a gold medal. And I think the parents were Chinese, part American. They were born in America, but I'm going to compete for China. You know why they did it, right? For the ante, and the recognition and fame in China. They knew that would bring them more money than it would be for them to have won it for the American. So you can't really put them down for doing that, because when it's something's going to affect your livelihood and the money you get, I can see that. I can see them making that decision. But I'm just showing you, man. There's a problem here in the Olympics, and it's too many people competing year and day out. They training for years, and you find out you compete with somebody that's doped up, and you didn't do that. It's wrong, man. And the Olympics sitting up there, well, we're gonna let her compete. They need to be chastised for that. And if I had any, America gives so much to the Olympic Committee, right? For the Olympic Committee, I would cut some of that money out for the way they did us. I would cut some of that money out, the way they did Sha'Carri, the way they did doing other athletes, having a doped up athlete compete with a non-dope athlete. That is wrong, okay? And then you're going to have a black American be suspended because they was tracing marijuana. So she couldn't even compete. They wouldn't let her go to the summit. Then you're going to have a Russian. She didn't know she had a negative test before they even let her go. And they let her go to Beijing. And they know the test was already negative. And then they allowed her to compete. And then I think they're going to be allowing her to compete in another event, But they say, well, we're going to let her compete, but she's not going to medal. We're not going to give her no medal if she wins. She can compete, period. Why you couldn't do that for Sha'Carri? Huh? Why you couldn't say, okay, Sha'Carri, you failed the drug test. We're going to let you come in the Olympics, and you're going to compete. But if you win, Sha'Carri, we're not going to give you the medal. What's wrong? I can deal with that. But they didn't do that, did they? No. They took her out her game. She never got to compete in the Summer Olympics. She trained 4 years and never got to compete 1 second in the Olympics. Okay? They robbed her of her dream. They stole her dream away from her because of her color. How many people got put down because of their color? Do I need to go over the names of George Floyd and Dante, right? Do I need to go over those names, John? Huh? Because of their color. Does it ring a bell? Am I making sense to you? Do you see the logic? Do you see all the patterns here? Color. This melanin, this black chocolate I got, like you got, color. It makes a difference. So whenever you compete, whether you're in a local competition, whether you're in national, international, your color makes a difference. I said, you know what? That's what my mama always told me. She says, son, I said, yes, ma'am. She said, whatever you do in your life, remember you got to do it better than the white guy. I said, what? I said, yeah, because you black, son. And they don't look too kindly on black people. So you make whatever you competition, whatever you do, and you got a white guy around there, do it better. You know? Now it's coming home, the rest is making perfect sense. And sometimes you can do it better, and they still find a way to pull you down. Let's go right train by releasing one nation. Smooth. He said, yes, that girl should be out. But the Russians do the same, do some weird, Russians do it. Russians do a lot of things to enhance their athletes. Doping is one of them. They have some of the best athletic training there is. I don't know why they would have to dope up their athletes in addition to the rigorous training they have. Russian athletes compete. They train almost 24 hours a day. The meals are monitored. Everything they do is monitored in time. From the time they get up to the time they go to bed, everything they do is monitored and measured. And so why they feel the need to put additional stimulus in their body to enhance the performance, I do not know. They don't have to do it, but they do it anyway. Ryan Train, Bobby Lacey, One Nation. We got, what's up, Monroe? Monroe in the house, Monroe. What's up, Monroe? You good? Good to see you, my brother from another mother. Monroe come from the north. I come from the south. Well, we cackalacky boys. Don't mess with us. What's up, Monroe? North Carolina in the house. He said, hello, Bobby D from Greenville, North Carolina. It's so good to see my brother from another mother. I love to see my Carolina guys in the house, man. We rock. Carolina rocks, man. You think I'm playing with you? I rock. Monroe rocks. Carolina guys rock. What's up? Hey, we got a lady in the house. They call her a tuba queen. What's up, tuba? Burn my head. Tuba queen in the house. What's up, tuba? You good?
Yeah.
You happy today? Why are you so happy?
I'm always happy. We need to pass me.
You hear what she said? She's always. That's an understatement. But I'm glad to see you happy today, my dear. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hand. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hand. If you're happy and you know it, and the real will really show it. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hand. Yeah, she's happy today. But anyway, so good to see my dear. You good, babe? You good?
Yeah.
You happy? I know why she's happy, because they're trying to fix our internet. And you know what? They was in. They were in here for a minute and they left, and so I meant thinking.
Our wire got messed up. They had to replace wiring.
Oh, really? Okay. So she said our wiring for the internet for Globe got messed up. The technicians are out now trying to replace the wire. So we will see what happens with that. I hope we get internet, man. If we get internet, y'all gonna see me more than y'all want to see me. I'm gonna call 2 or 3 times a day. I'm gonna bombard you, man. He said, why are you still up there? What are you doing up there? I'm gonna stay on all day and all night. I'm gonna have a 24-hour marathon. You gonna play on you? I'm gonna have a marathon, baby. Yeah, I'm gonna have a membership marathon. Write that down. I'm gonna have a membership marathon coming up very soon. We got hey, y'all, I got some news for you. Woo! I got some news for you. Woo! Hey, you got a new member. Yeah, I got 6 now. We need 14 more. Guess who we got? We got Pastor Charles Jolivet. He is our 6th member. And thank you so much, Pastor Charles. You know,
Thank you so much.
Pastor Charles is one of the best members we got. And he just signed up. I want to thank him so much. And thank all of our members out there. We got Monroe. Monroe. We got John Thomas, Gold Bullet. We got Goldfinger, Murphy Hayes. We got who else? We got Lamar Taylor, Taylor May. We got Who Am I? And then we got the one that just came, Trevor Astor Jones. We got 6, baby. I need 14 more, but 20 for the year. Can we do it? Let's go. I need, hey, when you get to be a member on this train, man, I'm gonna treat you like a king, put you in the ring, make you want to sing, and do some bling bling. Y'all know how I can work that thing. But yeah, man, I need numbers. Okay. If y'all coming out here to the Philippines, you come to see me, you want to see bobbieD and HD, membership. Hey, $2.99 is the minimum, $6.99 is the silver, and you got $24.99, $25. That's the gold, baby. That's the goal. I need you to be a member. Take anyone you want. I need the member. You want to see me? Get your membership ready. Okay? Let's go. Who we got around here? bobbieD, One Nation. Live in the North Carolina, Philippines. Philippines. He said, congrats, John Thomas, for number one. John wasn't playing this one.
Congrats, Big John.
John wasn't playing this one. He said, I'm tired of being on the bottom. I'm coming up on the top today. I'm going to keep some of the money. Keep the dough in, baby. Let's go. Brian James, bobbieD, One Nation. Who we got? Live in the North Carolina. He said, hello, John Thomas. It's Smooth Sounds with eyes on you. What's up, my brother? Good to see you. Smooth Sounds. He said, hello, life. What's up? Brian James, bobbieD, One Nation. Smooth, he said, congrats, John, you're number one. John wasn't playing, man. He was not playing, Smooth. Get on the board. Brian James, bobbieD, One Nation. I'm like, what up? John Thomas said, good evening, Monroe and Smooth Sound. What's up, my brother? So good to see y'all in the house today. What's up? Brian James, bobbieD, One Nation. I'm like, what up? Michael Coffee. Need some coffee. What's up, Michael? He said, bobbieD, hello. The Russian Olympics athletes have been with the use of steroids for years. Right here, man. This is nothing new for them. They've grown up from kids on up to adults taking steroids. So that when they get to age to compete, 18 or above, 15, 16, 18 or above, they're already pumped up with that stuff in their veins. And so they stronger, their muscles are stronger, more developed, and everybody else, and they be strong like that, and everybody else, how do you get all the muscle? They dope them up, that's just how they do. And so what they do is, they dope them up, and then right before the Olympics, they go through a process to clean and try to get the traces of the doping in their system. Sometimes they're successful at getting it out, sometimes they're not. So this girl, Pat, she flunked the test in December, so they weren't successful getting that dope out of her system. But when she came to, so they allowed her to come to the Olympics. I don't know why they did that, but she came to Olympics this time, right, in Beijing. They took the test. She passed the dope test this time, but that does not excuse her for flunking it in December. So they should, by the rules of the Russian Olympic codes, she should have been banned from even coming to the Beijing Olympics. So that's a problem. That's why if I was Sha'Carri Richardson, I would say, sir, I need an attorney. Yeah, this is Sha'Carri Richardson. Yeah, I'm gonna sue them. What are you talking about, man? You know what I'm talking about, the Olympic Committee? Okay, man, what you want to do? They didn't let me go. I failed the drug test. And they suspended me. And they let this white girl go. I want to sue them. That's what I be doing right there. Calling up my Lord. Round train, bobbieD, who we got? SML, what's up, man? She got the complexion for protection. Yeah, man. Isn't that right? She got the complexity for protection. And they took her and they let her stay. She's still in the game right now. They're gonna let her skate again. And we sitting up here like we ain't saying nothing. We letting it slide. We letting it ride like the electric slide. I don't play that, man. I'm gonna let the world know it's an inequity. It's wrong. Sha'Carri was wrong. If Sha'Carri was wrong and she was suspended for having drug tests, positive drug tests, so should this young girl. I'm not, now please y'all, don't get it twisted. I'm not coming against the girl because she's 15 years old. She's very, very talented. And she has a long career ahead of her, okay? However, I'm coming up against the drug test she failed, and I'm coming against the Olympic Committee for allowing her to compete with a failed drug test. I don't care if she's 15. I don't care if she's 115. She failed the criteria for athletes to compete. That's to have a negative test. She did not have a negative test. She had a positive for 3 substances. I thought it was 1, but I read earlier today she was found positive for 3 banned substances in her body. That's why the test came out flagged. Now, between December and now February, the Russians found a way to get that stuff out of her system. Okay. So now, when she tested this time, she was clean. See, the Russians have the technique, they have the know-how to get you pumped up with those steroids, whatever they put in you. And they have the technique to know how to evade the test. The last time they didn't get it right. Okay. She had 3 substances and the test showed all 3 of them. Okay. So this time, they said, they're going to let her go. Okay, we gotta make sure. So they doubly sure they took all the drugs out for this time. So I'm telling you, man, a failed test is a failed test. Whether you white or you black, ask Michael Jackson. A failed test is a failed test. Whether you white or whether you black, it don't matter. Okay? Test failed, test failed. A no-go is a no-go. But in this instances, we see that a no-go is a no-go for a black failed test. And a white girl failed test is a go-go, not a no-go. I don't know if y'all got me, but that replay to replay. But let's go around here. We got Michael Coffin, Lisa. He's a Bobby. Hello. It's just now catching up with them Russians because more testing of athletes are getting done by the Olympic. Yeah, the Olympic committee has been allowing stuff like this for a long, long time. They just now got on board with testing. I would surmise if you go back and tested many of the athletes prior to the testing program for the Olympics, maybe a lot of them were doped up. You know, we just don't know about it. Back in them days, they didn't test, right? We didn't test. I remember when this lady was Marilyn something, Marilyn Jones. You remember Marion Jones? She had won all those medals, man. I thought she was gonna be mega star, you know. She had like 5 or 6 gold medals, and she was a sprinter. And then she came home, and somebody said, you know, I was selling some dope. Next thing you know, man, they stripped her of all her medals, took her name off the Olympic records, and she ain't about nothing right now. I don't know what she's doing now, but you never hear from her. You know, and that's rightfully so. You know, I'm not trying to come down on her personally, but she knew she was doping. She knew it, you know, and she did it anyway. So whoever, if you knowingly do that, and I think this girl know it too. You know, Russians, they said, you trying to say, well, she only 15, Bobby, she wouldn't know what they do. That's a lie. Oh, you know when somebody's sticking a needle in you, you know what it's for. You know when somebody giving you a pill, you know what it's for. Come on now, don't play with me. She's 15 years old. She's 15 years old to know enough for somebody sticking a needle in her. She know what it's for. The Russian never did that. She wouldn't have an idea, but she knew what they're famous for. Let's go around train Bobby DC One Nation. Who we got? Michael Cobb. He's about hello. Steroids is a complex substance related to fats derived from a steroid, such as cholesterol, which hormones are made from. Okay. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate that. Michael Cobb. He said, Bobby, hello. Examples of steroids are estrogens and androgens, glucocorticoids, used given shot in your body. Says, okay, I never do that, but I know now. My guy said, Bobby Hillo, the Russians used the steroids in the Olympics to try to make their athletes stronger and faster against other countries. From them. Yeah, they've been doing it for years, man, and a lot of they're not the Olympics is not the only sports that does this. Football, basketball, baseball, you know. I could go right on down. Wrestling. All the athletes have a tendency to want to get better, bigger, faster, and stronger. And they know that the way to do that is to ban substances such as steroids. Okay? But there's other ways of doing that too, that are not without the banned substance, such as exercising regularly, doing your regular exercises, and eating properly. You don't have to go outside the line and put chemicals in your body and try to get like a Hulk when you're not a Hulk. You know, that's what people are doing. They're trying to get the abnormal stuff in their body so they can cheat and be bigger and better than somebody else. That's not the way. Let's go right there. Who we got? Michael Cobbin needs some. He said, Bobby, hello. God bless you to be with all of the Love Train riders. Keep the faith in the ground. Thank you so much, everybody. Ride Train Bobby Easy One Nation. Who we got? Mike, look, smooth sound. He said, this is Bobby. When I come, I will not be too far from you. A long flight sometimes make me sick. If I end up in the hospital and the girl talk to panic, would you allow me to call you on it? And he said, yeah, man, you're going to call me. You can, man. If you're not too far from me, give me a call, man. I come out, I do what I can. I do what I can, when I can, why I can. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, you know you're a member on the train. If I'm close to you, if you're not like 8 hours away, 6 hours away, then it's gonna be a little fine. Or you're not too far, give me a call, man. But let's be positive, man. Think positive that you're gonna be all right. Get your mind right, bring your medication. But whatever you do, don't come out here without your proper medication. when you bring your medication, you're gonna need a medical certificate, because sometimes if they look in your bag and see you got this and that, if it's something's banned, they'll say you're trying to do some drugs. No, they may send you back. Make sure you have a medical certification from your doctor that those are required medications. Also, if you're going to stay over here for an extended period of time, you need to get your doctor to refer you to a doctor here that you're going to be with, because sometimes, Smooth, getting medication out here, prescribed medication, can be a hassle, because the Philippines are cracking down on this. A lot of people get medication without a prescription. They're cracking down on it. So you need to have somebody out here as a reference for a doctor. You just don't want, you have special needs, special conditions. You just don't want to come out here and you got nobody to refer to, and you get a regular doctor. He don't know what your medication was. You don't know your history, and then he give you something to mess you up. Okay, get your doctor where you are. Let them know what you're doing. You're going for vacation, whatever. I said, Doc, I need you to give me somebody that's your caliber, your status, that you may recommend to me where I'm going. And then get all your medications, get them write you up a statement that these medications are, I'm a doctor, I certify that he needs these medications, and the prescription medication, he's required to have these. Okay? That's the kind of documentation you will need if you're coming out here and you have medical needs. Are you with me so far? Let's go. Round train, Bobby, who we got? Michael Coffin needs some coffee. It's a bobbieD. Lisa D. Hello. My own Bunta Abanika Bayi. Mr. God. Thank you so much, Merce. I appreciate that, man. We're doing good. I hope you're doing as well. Round train, my bobbieD needs one. He said, I've been number 2 for the past 4 months. Okay. I don't know about that. But you got to get out of that slut, man. You got to get out of that rut. You got to get out of that tough. You know what I'm saying? You got to do something better, man. Move on up to the next level like George and Weezy. You know, by the told you it's going to be easy, but you can do it, man. I'm right with you, man. Let's go. Round train, bobbieD needs one nation. Michael Coffin needs it's bobbieD. Taking too many steroids can put your heart in cardiac arrest. Okay? Got you, man. They say steroids can cause you a lot of stuff, and a lot of the athletes have died by taking steroids. They've had strokes and heart attacks. So that I would agree with you on that, Mike. I know a lot of the football players died with that heart attack, and a lot of them have strokes too. So it has to test. Those steroids can mess your body up. Of course, they can strengthen you up, make you big and strong like that and all that. But the downside is that they mess your body up, they mess your heart up, and they mess your system up. And you have a price to pay for that strong, tough body. Let's go, Roger. Who we got? Michael Coffin needs him. He said, bobbieD, please, hello. Once your heart goes to cardiac arrest, it can lead to your death. Be careful taking those steroids for this one. Yeah, man. You got there taking steroids, you're trying to be an athlete, trying to get a big, strong body, put that down. Put it down. You don't need that. You don't need that in your life. Just do the regular way. Get you some weights, get you an exercise coach, and let them build your body up the right way, the natural way, the tight way, the long way, and the strong way. You don't need the drugs to do what you got to do. Okay? Just do it the right way. Round train, bobbieD needs who we got? Who? So he said, I will land in Secret City, but I will be staying in Asturias. I've never heard of that city, man. Asturias. I've looked that one. I never heard that. Asturias. Okay. I got it. Let's go. Hey, that's it. Okay, guys. It's been real. It's been real. It's been real. I got to go. It's been very happy, very good for me today to get this out of my system. I did let you guys know there's an inequity out there, and when I see it, I have to say it, because I don't like people doing wrong by my people and by the African American race, because people have been putting us down from time I can remember to now, you know. And if you don't say anything about it, and you got this melanin in your skin, guess what, my brothers and my sisters, you're part of the problem. And this is Black History Month, right? We're supposed to be celebrating the greatness of the Black race in this United States of America, you know? And so this is a slap in the face for every African American, and especially every African American athlete that competes the safe way, the right way, the tight way, and the long way. And this is a slap in the face of every American as well, because Sha'Carri Richardson is not only an African American, she is an American. Okay, So they put her down because she passed. She flunked the drug test, and rightfully so. She flunked the drug test. I'm not making no excuse for her. She took the marijuana. She took the test, and she flunked it. She should have been suspended. No question about it. All right. So 3 months later, 6 months later down the line, Caucasian Russian launched the test in December. They said, nah, let her go. What's wrong, man? And if you don't stand up for what's right, you are part of the problem. I'm not going to be part of the problem, my brothers and my sisters. I have to stand up for what is right. And right thing is to say it is wrong to have a color line differentiation, the color line difference in the Olympics. The Olympics is not supposed to be political or apolitical. It's supposed to be no politics in the Olympics, but there is. The politics of race exists in the Olympics. Whether you want it to be or not, you have to identify, you have to call a snake when you see a snake. And this is a double-headed snake. Okay? Olympics committee, you should be shame on you for doing a double standard in the Olympics, which many of us look up to. You should be ashamed of yourself. Those of you that voted to allow the young girl to compete, you should be Kamila Valieva. The people that voted to allow her to compete, you should be ashamed of yourself. Shame on you. And for those of you that don't say anything about the wrong, shame on you. Those of you that turn the other head, turn the other way, and just don't look at it, you are the part of the problem. I'm not going to do that. I'm doing everything in my ability to call it out for what it is. And I would suggest, if you got this melanin in your skin like I got, do the same thing. But am I telling you to be racist against white folks? No. I got white friends, but they're just as like everybody else. But when you do me wrong or do my color wrong to put some white person up, that's wrong. And I'm coming against that. Okay? That's what I'm coming against. I'm not coming against any individual, or I'm not coming against any individual race. I'm just calling out an inequity and an injustice that I see in the Olympics. And it involves melanated people. Okay? That's what I do. All right? That's it for now, guys. This is bobbieD. These days outside waiting for the guy to come back to get a line. Hopefully, if you see me come back, if I come back today, I'll be on a live stream. I'm set. When I get my internet straight up in the house, guess what? My brothers and my sisters, we're gonna have a marathon, baby. I'm gonna start it out with 3 hours, then with 6 hours, and then it's gonna be 9, and I'm gonna keep going down the line until we get 24, and then I'm gonna wear it all out. I might wear myself out too, but that's all right. I can take it. All right, that's it for now, guys. This is bobbieD, and these outside say take care. God bless.
Fight!